Hey everybody, Wasasiate. So, it's been about a week or so since I napped anything. So I probably ought to warm up here, but not sure what I'm gonna nap. I got this piece of Novaculite here that it's pretty narrow. Right now it's right at 4 inches long and a little under 2 inches. So I think we'll take some indirect strikes on this thing and see if we can get her knocked into shape. We'll try number 3. See what happens here. Not a lot right at the moment. I was not wanting to let loose. Might be me. Probably need a little bit of time to get warmed up after a long layoff. Took a bit of a bite out of that edge. I'm going to have to be careful around that black because it will probably break away. And the gray seems a little bit hard, so man, that seems a little bit tough for some reason or another. Okay. I probably need to do some direct percussion on this thing. I don't know. I should be able to get it with indirect, but it's not wanting to peel flakes for some reason. That one is. This is number 4 stick, in case you were wondering. It's the largest in the lineup. Sometimes it just takes a little more mass to get it to move, so that's why there's 4 different ones in the lineup. They all have their place. Number 3 is the one I use the most. Just isolate that just a little bit. Alright, I am going to, I gotta regularize this edge a bit. I made me a couple hand pads. I got materials on the way. I think I've got a design for hand pad that will be better than anything else out there. At least I think it's going to be. But I guess that's a matter of opinion too, so. But I've got a really good hand pad that I'm not gonna show it on camera, but I will I'm gonna test it out for a month or so and see how it's holding up and how it does, and then if it holds up, then I'll probably start making some and selling them. That's my plan. Oh, my shoulder really bothering me for some reason. I got the last of my Christmas orders out in the leather shop, so that's exciting. Yeah, I got something. Don't feel very good in my shoulder. So I should probably turn that some more, but I think I can run a flake off of it. Or maybe not. I think this one could use some more heat. Just not behaving how Novaculite normally behaves. So I think you could probably use a little more heat. getting fairly clean on this side, but that other side leaves a lot to be desired. Let's see. If I can just pop that off there. We'll be doing all right. Got it from the other side. Sweet. She gone. Been a while since I've had a she gone moment, but that was definitely a she gone moment. Definitely. All right. Yeah, I think that pad's going to be a pretty good deal. I've gone through and refixed and stuff at least 4 of these pads this year, at least. And some of them were wood backed and I blew through the wood. And I added leather, I added more wood to this one, which this wood, you don't want to use laminated wood, you want to use a solid wood. But even the solid wood, I eat through them. So anyways, well, my door blew open. Let me fix that. Okay, we better get back to this. I wonder if it's too thick to scrunch. This side definitely is, I'm sure. All right. It's got some funkiness right there. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make if it holds together. I like to make it thinner than it is. Take a couple strikes here. Number 2. Doggone it, that stupid area down here is gonna, of course, be a problem. Gotta be one on every piece, right? Could make a little Scott's Bluff or something like that, maybe. Just peeling off some flakes here. Little ones. Thinning the piece out just that much more. Okay. Yeah, that nail's so short in this that it's loose, I think. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that hand pad. I know it's just a hand pad, but I get tired of buying hand pads all the time. I'm sure some of you are too. So the goal is to be able to do everything that I normally do with the hand pad all in one pad without having to switch, and for that pad to last much longer. We got an ugly right here, and I know on the camera I'm sure that looks like the Grand Canyon. I look at some of this stuff when I look on the camera, like, good grief, look at the size of that that hinge or whatever, and I go back and I look at it in the case or wherever I have it after I see it when I watch a video, and I go, man, it looks like the Grand Canyon on that video. But it's mostly because I got it zoomed in so much. Don't get me wrong, I got a few Grand Canyons now and again. Same as everyone else, I suspect. I'm not sure what I want to make out of this, but it's I got so many tools, I almost need another bucket. Sorry about that. I was trying to get a little bit organized, which I'm pretty disorganized anyhow. I could make this into a little harden, or might be too narrow for a pine tree. I'm not sure. Probably is. I got this spot right here. It's a little bit fat. I'm going to try and get rid of some of that. We'll use a number 2 stick. See if I can get rid of some of that. Let me get rid of this Band-Aid. I got rid of a bit of it. Okay. Alright, we're looking pretty good. But I still don't know what I'm going to make. So I'm going to take a break for just a minute and kind of... I'm thinking about just making a little Scott's Bluff or something like that, but we're going to see. I'll be right back. Okay. Have a little cup of coffee here. It is good to be back in the rock shop. Thinking about giving some abo a try. That should be worth a good laugh. But I'm seriously thinking about trying it. I've been gathering up some abo tools. I don't have anything, which I'm sure a bunch of it's wrong and needs to be, the antler needs to be reworked or done, whatever. I don't know what, but something. I'm sure something needs to be done. And I don't have anything to notch with. That's abo. And I really don't know much of anything about abo. I've watched a few videos. You know, abo, I watched some guys do it at nap in and nap ins and stuff, but I don't really know anything about abo really that much, so. Maybe when I start making a fool of myself, you guys will chime in and say, hey, you need to straighten up, act right. Yeah, I was on the Facebook and seeing everyone posting points and stuff, and watching all the videos that's been coming out. There hasn't been a lot of Flintknapping videos posted, at least not the guys I follow. Crafty's posted some, and Brad's posted some. Gulf Coast did post one, I think, but there hasn't been a lot here lately. Everyone's probably busy with the holidays. I know Crafty is down busy chasing deer. Anyways, so I've been watching other stuff on YouTube too. Somehow or another I got down the rabbit hole the other day and started watching stuff about giants, and that got pretty interesting. I don't know that there was ever actually giants or not. But if you had a bunch of people that were... My son's got a friend, and he's about... I don't know. He's got to be 6'5", something like that. And he's just a giant of a man. And if you've seen him, you'd probably say, yeah, that's a giant. If you had a tribe that had all those genetics and they were all just monsters like that. I mean, I've known this kid since he was little, and every time he sees me, he says, "Mr. Danny," and he comes up and gives me a big hug, and man, I feel like I'm not little, but not a great big guy either, but I'm not little. And boy, he makes me feel tiny. So I could see where there could be a group of people that was their genetics in that tribe, and they were monsters. And people seen them, and they were of average height, you know. Maybe everyone in one tribe is average height, which I don't know what the average height then was, but it probably wasn't much different than it is now. And maybe they were, you know, I think the average height in America is like 5'5", 5'6", something like that. Not very tall. And so if you had most people around that were that tall, and then all of a sudden you had this tribe of people that were, you know, 6'5", 6'6", you know, something like that, and just big framed, then I could see where the stories could get started about monsters or giants. I mean, I could see that happening. This whole thing needs to move over that direction. I'd rather be using copper on this, but my nail's moving around in my finer copper flaker. So we're going to make this, it's going to be early archaic. We're going to make a Dalton, I think, is what we're going to make out of this. So, for those of you not familiar, So Dalton's would have been one of the points back in the early archaic period where this Novaculite is. I believe they would have had Daltons there. As well. You guys know I don't care about matching the proper material to the point and all that kind of stuff. I don't care much about that, but anyways. Steel works pretty good for this too, so you don't have nearly the maintenance. But the copper tends not to crush as much, of course, and it does grip much better than steel. But yeah, I've been wanting to do some abo for a while, and I think it's time to do that, or at least attempt it. I don't think I'm even going to practice it. I don't think I'm even going to practice it first before I start videoing. I think I'm just going to video it. And however it turns out, it turns out. And we'll probably call that like the Learning Abo series or something. And every once in a while, I'll just try to make an abo point and see if I improve any, or if I give up on it, or we'll just have to see what happens. Just have to see what happens. Raleigh's talking to us. Since I'm done with this point, I got to go get him a roll of hay and put a roll of hay out to the ibex. I'm taking a day or two off out of the leather shop to kind of recuperate. Uh-oh, dropped it. I only dropped it, I almost threw it. Supposed to go down for have a fire down at my sister's place tonight. They just live a mile down the road. They've been working on their fire spot and got it fixed up pretty cool. So I want to do some Christmas thing down there, and we got a big projector kind of thing, and she wants to set that up and do a good grief, that thing is getting worse, not better. Really need to get some symmetry happening here. Yeah, so I got the indirect tools. I believe they're all in stock. I do have more materials on the way for more of those. And I am going to take a day and cut some more of the miscellaneous preforms out of all these slabs I got around here. So if you missed out on those first time around, then you'll get a second chance at them. Once those slabs are gone, then that's probably over with. I'll occasionally have some preformed stuff because I like cutting rock, so I don't mind doing it. But I'm not going to go into preform business, I don't believe, so. Just have to see what happens. Nibble away at that edge, and I got a whole bunch of copper saved up. So I had from different things, and I was thinking about seeing about getting someone to make me a big copper bar, I guess, maybe. I don't know what I'd do with it. Well, I guess I'll probably just save it up, then just sell it at the scrap yard when I get enough of it saved up, I guess. Let's see. Just looking at some of these here. Some of them had really serrated edges. Got just a slight little bitty tiny curve to it. It ain't much, but it's there. That definitely straightened her out quite a bit. Alright, now I gotta move the tip back over because it's running off. It's a little bit fat right here. Not terrible though. It's not horrible. We're going to sharpen this edge and give it some serrations a little bit, and yeah, pretty sharp. Flake scars could have been a little better across here, but what are you gonna do? It's all right for my first point, getting back at it here, my warm-up point. I also just confirmed the order on a money's going out on Monday for another box of those little Flint Ridge bifaces. So I'm looking forward to getting those. I just sent one of them to a fellow doing some trading with. A point trade that we're doing. I sent him a piece of that Flint Ridge. Yeah. Yeah, so this was all ground down here. Like think I'm going to pick away at this bottom just a little bit more here and make these a little bit deeper. Crisping it up just a little bit. All right. All right, should we put any bigger serrations in the I think these are probably sticking down there a little bit farther than what I want them to. It's usually a little more gradual than that, I guess. That's looking pretty good. Looks pretty good. Think about putting a little heavier serrations in it. Just a little bit. I didn't go into that right there with a very good plan, and that kind of messed things up a bit. We're straight. We're straight. We got some pretty good sized serrations down here at the bottom. I think we're going to leave it just like that. Well, it would sure look good if I could take a flake across this right here. Couldn't get one to run there though. No, ain't happening. It's all right. We're gonna leave it. That's our point. Well, now that side looks goofy. That side's on. This side's off. I gotta change some things here. I gotta bring this tip over. Alright, I think we're close now. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, I think we got it fairly symmetrical. Of course, every time I say that and I look at it and I go, what the heck? My symmetrizing didn't get better with my layoff. Better? That should be better. It's pretty straight. There's still a few places I'm not real thrilled about, but that's better with a flake cross there. Yeah, that's better. Okay, there's our Dalton type point. Novaculite Dalton. And that's our warm-up point, getting back into things, so it came out okay. It's got some spots that's not perfect, obviously, but she's sharp. She's a little Dalton. So I was thinking about taking them sides in a little bit more, but on some of these, the sides were taken in a little bit, and some of them were taken in a little bit more than others. Some of them weren't taken in at all, so it just kind of depends on the Dalton. But anyways, that's a Dalton type. You could half that and throw it in an atlatl dart. It'd work. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Keep napping.